Yeah, good morning. I know that we've been itching on what next, what to do, and all of that. And one thing I want to tell us is that when we are in a trade like this, you don't rush to relinquish your position because you never can tell how hard the trade is going to push because you are not in control. But all you can do is to probably continue to adjust your stop loss as the trade is moving. That is what you can do. It's going to be difficult to counter trade in a very uptrend, that is high uptrend like this. It's going to be difficult to counter trade. So we have to be very careful counter trading. And the best approach will be when you see a reasonable pullback, then you want to add a new position. But you must confirm that there is a reasonable pullback before we had new positions to hit. And you don't have to relinquish. All you can do is to begin to adjust your stop loss as you are going. When the trade is burnt out, we will know that this trade is completely burnt out. Now, this is part of wave 3, like we said, and this is wave 1 from here, wave 1, and we had this long correction of wave 2 that spanned over 3 weeks or thereabouts, or 2 weeks. And we had a push from here. So far, right from here up to this point, this trade has done over 400 pips, and that is massive. Is it done? I don't think so. And we had an entry around this area. So our entry level, we'd also gone over 320 pips. So which is good for us, since we broke out of this triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'd add this push. Now, don't be in a rush to close your open positions, because if you guess that, oh, price is going to call and fall and do this, you don't know to what extent price is going to do that. What is sure for now is that price will be making higher highs. And I don't know where price is going to begin to do a big pullback. We're going to be having small pullbacks and decent pullbacks along the way, but we have to be careful that we see such pullbacks before we trade it. And when we are trading such pullbacks, your stop losses must be very tight, trading against trend. That is what we have to do. Like all these ones are pullbacks along the line. This also is a pullback from 4-hour. This is a small pullback. When it's going to happen, you will think it's going to be probably a major pullback. Now, this move here, when we add this move, what followed it was a strong impulse again after this impulse that broke out of this triangle. So we had this move, and you thought you're going to correct deep. They had this, and a strong impulse. Now, with this move, what are we seeing? What is going to happen? Also, it's very difficult to tell, because it might just be a beginning of what we term as ending the diagonal of that wave 3 or not. But all we have to do is to allow a deep pullback and probably get a decent entry again to go up. Not until we get something similar, this kind of correction up here, that we'll know that, okay, yes, we've done wave 4. So, and after wave 4, of course, we are going to do a wave 5. So that is what we can probably aim. But for now, we are far from it. We've not seen this. We have to see something that is similar to this, or maybe half of it, at least half of it, that is long enough to be a fall. But this wave is still going on. It's still going on. In the immediate, what do we expect? What do we expect in the immediate that we're going to get? Let me bring out my drawing, and I'm going to tell us how we're going to navigate and deal with this the wave here. In the immediate, this is end of 1, beginning of 2. So we expect at least this wave to, before we can finish, you can say we are finishing this wave 3. Before we can say we are finishing this wave 3, we have to see that the move would at least touch 161.8 extension of 3.1 and 3.2. But that is not the limit of it. It can go beyond that. So I'm going to tell us how to guide ourselves. In practice, what we have to do. For now, don't close your position. If you close your position and you just pick your entry anyhow, when the price is now reversing on you or pulling back on you, you will get confused. So let's follow the graphics, the history as it's unfolding. That's all we can do. And when it's time to begin to relinquish position, I'm going to tell us. Now, what do we expect, or what can we expect? So what we can expect is to take our extension tools, take it from the beginning of 1 to the end of 1 here in blue, then to the origin, or to the, that would now mark the origin of 2 to the end of 2 here also in blue. So those blue are our area of interest. Now, seeing this blue now, we were first thinking that we might get a reaction at 100 extension. So price broke through 100 extension. We can see here, price broke through 100 extension without us getting a reaction. So that means a reaction for a decent pullback. We didn't get that. So where we are thinking again, it's this zone that we might get a reaction here. So we'll wait if we're going to get that reaction or not. That's 123 and 127. Are we going to get that reaction there? The reaction is just, we are just anticipating and watching that, are we going to get a reaction for a decent pullback? If it's going to happen, we will see, either here or here. But if it does happen, we don't have to do what? We don't have to join immediately, because it's going to give an ABC correction. If it's going to be something like that, what's it's going to give us an ABC correction. So if it's going to give us an ABC correction, we don't trade on A, because we are counter trading, and because that is what I've been trying to do. So we don't trade on A. Let A go deep, and let's see the way B is going to go. If the B is going to push higher, the trick, because we have to see the end of a B, we have to see the internal architecture of a B and the end of a B, to break out of a B before we say, okay, we are now going to do a C. So at the turn of a B, we can take a short sell position to exit at a C. And at the C is where we want to do what? To get a buy. So we sell a small short from a B to C, and we buy from C up. That is what we can do. If we are targeting to sell from an A, you might be closing several positions if we have the time. It's only when you have the time that you can say, okay, you're going to sell from A, because A will be doing different sort of things. I wish I can show you. Maybe I will try if I can show you. But we are looking for that big pullback. We have not gotten it yet. So if we don't get it here, to say that this wave at least has satisfied what wave 3 is all about, is until it gets here. This is the area it has to get to. And that's around 14, 440, 430. So that's where, once, of course, it's not as if it's going to rehat here, oh, and say, okay, I'm closing wave 3 because I've gotten here. Wave 3 has ended. No, it may just be the first part of wave 3. It may be anything. So when the first part of wave 3 gets here, it can go past it before it gives the internal structure of wave 4 of that 3. Because we're looking for that wave 4 of that 3, which is wave 4. Like this is wave 2 of that 3. So we're still looking for that wave 4 of that 3. And I don't think we're going to get wave 4 of that 3 until we push behind this 161.8. We're only looking for where we get a big reaction, enough to still buy to the upside. So this is an area so that we know that this wave will not plan of giving a wave 4 until it's done another 200 pips. So another 200 pips would have to go. So this is what we have. So we have seen this now. But ultimately, what are we thinking that is going to happen? So ultimately, regardless as you know, on the larger time frame, that is going to give us a zigzag. On the larger time frame, that's going to give us a zigzag. In the internal architecture of it, we know that we are expecting a 161.8 and all of that. So, but on the larger picture, this is where the move started. So for us, because we are looking for a zigzag pattern at least, we should be looking at extension 100 or 1, 2, 3. That's what we should be in the immediate of the larger, structure of these A, B, or 1, 2. So now, how do we do that? You can't be planning 161.8 right from here. No. That would be like a grandiose thing to do. So on the larger picture, if we take from here, this also will guide us to where ultimately the whole thing can end. So, and we come back to this point. Now, this is 1 to 2, then to where we are going, as in to 3. So in this situation, we are looking at 100, 123 first. So if we push that down, we are broken the top right now. So these are the areas we are looking for immediate spots. This is where at least we are going. That is 127.54. That is at least where this thing can get to, 1754. This is the area that we think this thing can get to be a zigzag. If it's going to be a zigzag, the least it can be is a zigzag, which can react here. If you don't get that reaction, we'll know. We'll know. The structure will tell us if we're going to get that reaction here. Then if you get around this area and we break above it, then we now know that we are in for a big motive wave that is going to give at least 161.8 here. That means if it breaks above here, above this zone of 127, 123, it won't rest until it gets there to give us a big wave 3, which means the wave is going to go past this area, this 161.8, if it gets here. If it breaks here, 161.8 here will not be the limit. That's what I'm saying. So if the price breaks out of here, 133.94 is not the limit. So we'll still be looking for the limit until it gives big wave 4. So for now, this is a long way to go. Our immediate focus is how do we get a reaction here? Then how do we get here? This is still our destination for now. 2754 is our destination for now. In case you are thinking you want to relinquish position, this is where you can think, okay, how do we get here? What kind of structure do we get to this point so that we'll tell if we're going to end the whole thing here or it's going to pierce through it. Okay, now, in getting to this point, what should we be expecting? Also, we're going to talk about it now. So for now, don't be in a hurry. Where you should be expecting to relinquish is at 1.20 thousand area. So for now, if you are buying, anything that happens in the middle is an opportunity for us to go long. So that is how you can align yourself now. So how do we do it? So what we're going to do is we're going to watch for price trying to that's on the bigger time frame. We're looking at the trend, what is going to do on the bigger time frame. On the bigger time frame, we want to see what the trend is going to do on a much bigger time frame. So we want to see what trend is going to do on a much bigger time frame. So these will guide us well. So that's on a much bigger time frame. And if we are breaking out of here, also tells you the height that the price is going to reach. If you should break out of here, if we should walk sideways and along here to get here is another thing. But if we break sharp as a sharp wave, like the way it's going out of here at this point, then most likely he's not going to end here. We'll be looking for this area. But if it begins to die down, sideways and gets here, then maybe something we can begin to. So this is one way of looking at it. On the larger time frame now, this is how to draw and how to plan your exit around this area and the way price calls around this trend channel on the weekly time frame. So the next thing we are going to do before this happens, before we even get this, what are we going to get? Before we even get anything that happens around this area, which is the channel here, the channels that we should consider is the 4-hour channel. That's the 4-hour channel. And the 4-hour channel is this, which is different from this one. The 4-hour channel is this from here, which is the origin of 3-1. That's the 4-hour channel. So let me use blue for that. Price is going to diverge. That is going to begin to show sign of diminishing momentum. It's even similar in a way, the way it's going. We're just trying to see the way it's going. It's even similar in a way to, but the way we do it is we want to clone. I think we may have broken out of that 4-hour channel. If you clone it and bring it on top of this, yeah. So it has broken out of the 4-hour channel. So we can see it's broken out of the 4-hour channels. And the way Amana it broke out of that 4-hour channels tells me that price is not going to stall here. We might not be getting any big correction around this area. But again, we are going to wait. So that tells me the way it broke out of here, that tells me that where we may be seeing reaction might be very close to 161.8. It broke sharply out of that. We might not be getting reactions here. We might be getting reactions here, the way it has gone up. But now, that takes me to the next thing that we should expect. Let me take this out because it has broken out. This may not be of any use, but we may just keep it there. Now, the immediate wave that is going up is what we are going to focus on. The immediate wave. This is currently going up. This is 1, and it has lifted to 2 here. So the immediate wave is this wave. Let's go inside of 1 hour. Now, the immediate wave from 2, this is the immediate wave. So we are going to draw our trend, and I'm going to change that color. Let's change it to purple or golden yellow. So this is the immediate wave that we're going to follow. Our price come close to this wave is what we are going to follow. That's the immediate wave. So once it breaks this trend line, then we can say that, oh, we are doing probably a bigger correction. So we'll confirm that we are doing a bigger correction. So once we break that trend line. So we'll see how we drawing this, though it has gotten to 161.8 now. Drawing this, I have to mind that this is touched, and with 2 here also is touched. So don't worry about counting anything here, because this thing can be a nest. When it's a nest, you just be counting rubbish yourself. All you want to wait for, when do I see a big correction? So once you now see a big correction, that is when you can now align yourself. Counting a wave 4, a wave 2 might be a very hazardous task for you, because we know that we had this push to the upside and we had this retracement that looks like a wave 2. But again, the way it's going to go, it might just be running. We thought it was going to be a wave 3 and a wave 4 here. Then it became a nest. Let's have a big correction first, at least. When we have that big correction is when this one push towards this side, then we can now map out, oh, now we have finished a wave 4 here of this particular move that is going up. We have finished a wave 4, then we can now probably trace with this and see how we push to wave 5 of this wave. So once we finish a wave 5 of this wave, of course, we might be having a bigger correction, then thrust up again. So yeah, we are still very far away from here. Price is not. So another thing we can do, because this also will be very difficult to clone this because we don't know the height yet. Is when it rests or move close to this place that we can say, okay, oh, we are going to have, you can't just clone. You know, it will be an early thing to do, because at this point that we expect price to probably, you know, see the way price broke out of here. So you can't take a crest already. You cannot take any crest. And if you think this is the crest, you can just put it there for the time being, but probably it's just a walking crest, because it's a walking. It's only when it begins to now move closer to the base of this channel that you can say, okay, probably we are relinquishing position. So, but it's just a walking channel for now. I wouldn't want to say it can break out of here at a will. So you should know that. Now, looking at this top now, we are seeing signs of correction here. We are seeing signs of correction here. So we are seeing signs of correction in that place. And so, because it's within that, so we can now use this as the top. Price should come here. And if price come here, the least you can get, because it's not like a wave 2 situation, the least you can get is a 50 or you know, or 61.8 correction, if you get that, you know, then we can say, oh, we can now determine, oh, it's not going to come and break the low. The low will still be standing for now. So it's not going to come and break the low. So let's see a proper big ABC and now follow it up. Now, this on 1 hour, this is what we get on 1 hour. Let's look at 15 minutes time frame. Now, 15 minutes time frame here, you know, at times, if you count, this move here broke this structure. So you must be ready to know if we are breaking a fake structure or not. We must know that if we are breaking a fake structure or not. We must always be ready and to decide if it's a fake structure or is not a fake structure. One of the things that we do to decide that is, these are corrections, and if we, let me go inside the 5 minutes so that you can see what I do at times. Inside of a 5 minutes. Okay, that's the height. So this is the structure that is broken. First, this one broke in this structure and gave you this. So, and it went up. We want to, the structure is like, okay, we want to see price swinging much lower, you know, that we're getting lower low. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is a break of a structure, a lower low. Before, what we've been doing is to get an upper high and higher low. So we want to see at the region where we begin to see a lower high and lower low. So that will be mark a break of structure. So we see this move first here, initial indication, but they did a correction that looks like a wave 4. Price went up again and broke the top. So at this top here, so if you pick a sell limit here to come down here, and this properly broke the structure here, is also an indication that maybe they want to go low. It never erased here. Let me do something. You know, at times you just have to make sure that we properly wait. We properly wait. Now, so we got more or less equal reaction around this area. So price came down here to break this. What we are interested is to get another lower low here. If you had picked this, so there's nothing wrong if you put your stop loss here and price came back to get you out here. So all these things will still be going. We have not seen, this is a consolidation. We have not seen a lower low or upper high or whatever here. So what I will be expecting, if, for instance, I take this one to be my A, if this one is my A coming down and we are going to correct, what I should do is that I'll be looking for the way my B is going up. At any point in time, so far, my B does not break. So we have to watch for B all the time. So far, my B does not break 161.8 to the upside. And I'm getting a reaction before this happens, means that most likely it's my B. So this will be, if you are planning and you think you are correcting, then that area or height should be where you are thinking of your stop loss. But before then, you have to be looking at what structure is playing out around before it gets here. So if it breaks, it confirms to you that they're still going up. That's what I'm trying to say. For instance, like when we add this reaction here, and we are thinking, oh, maybe we are going up. This reaction here, let me use something to demarcate that for you. And this one did as if it broke structure at that point. It did as if it broke structure at that point. And you put you try to put something at that level to say, oh, I'm not going to break 161.8. So 161.8 was broken here, tells you that this is not a correction. So it has been broken. So it's not a correction that you want to see. So that nullifies this as the end of, or the beginning of a big correction, because it has gone to break it. So now we are seeing this again as part of, probably you see this as part of this move to end here. And if this has ended here and this one came down, this one could now be a 4 and this one could be a 5. That's another thing to look at it, because it didn't actually go past this area really before we had this correction again. So what we can do again is to think as this one as a possible A and this going up as a possible B. Now, and these are now turned to a complex wave here. So for me, I don't want to be in any trade here. I don't want to be in any trade. This is like a messed up, even if you are thinking that it's a B, it's a mess up hand. So if I'm thinking that this one is a B, how much of a B is this one is now? So if I come in here, no, I won't even say it's a B, because if this one is going up, if this one is an A, and this one is giving me a reaction here, does it want to go up again? So it's a mess. You can't interpret anything. So what I want to do is, if this one has given me a reaction and price went up like this, so what I want to see before I say we are going down, and I'm confirming that we are going down, is when price takes 161.8 to the downside here. So once this place is broken, that will confirm that price is coming down. So these are things that we can do at times, but again, the structure is what we have to look at. The structure is what we have to look at. Most of the time, we look at the structure. So the structure that is giving us. So if we go inside of a 15 minutes time frame again, we are going to see how small it's going to look. So we're going to see how small it's going to look. So we need to break out of here now before you can take this thing serious. And breaking out of here, we need to break out of here before you can confirm that price is making giving a big correction. So on this time frame, price is going to break out of here on this time frame for me to say, okay, now we have done an A, then I'll be looking for a big B on this higher time frame, maybe on the 30 minutes or 1 hour time frame, to look for a big B. Once it breaks here, then to come down to do a proper C. So, but for now, consolidation here, do nothing. We are seeing an uptrend. That's what I can say for now. Thank you. We'll see next week.